Let me now bring on board Nitin Rakesh, Chief Executive Officer of Motilal Oswal Asset Management, to talk about the new gold ETF launch. Nitin, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. You're launching a gold scheme. Why now? You're not the first one to launch, and you're launching a gold fund at a time when gold prices are looking toppy.
Thanks, Nikunj. I think keep in mind a couple of things. One, the gold ETF that we are launching is actually first of its kind. For a simple reason that we are creating a product that lets investors redeem their ETF units for physical gold at 22 cities in the country. So this is really a first of its kind gold ETF where the investors have the option of actually taking the units, redeeming the units in lieu of physical gold. So it's really a consumption come investment product. For us, it's not really, the idea is not to create a product that investors can only invest in. The second big difference is that we are doing it in 10-gram lots or higher. So you effectively are creating a true retail product where in 10-gram lots you can actually redeem the units for physical gold. And finally, I think as investors do that, they also get the benefit of essentially buying gold at spot prices, which today they can't do in any other investment option, whether it's buying it through a physical gold option or buying it through electronic option. So typically they end up paying a premium over spot prices. So we've effectively created a crossover product that opens the spot market for gold to investors who want to invest or consume gold in physical form.
Now, companies account to close to 50% of gold ETF holdings. You have SMEs also, which are active participants. Are you seeing them as big targets?
For us, I think every investor who has exposure to gold as a household, and I think 75% of Indian households own gold. So I think for us, all of those are targets because what we've really created is a consumption come and investment product, which effectively gives you the ability to consume gold at spot prices, which doesn't exist today. So we've really, we're trying to open up a new segment of investors into the gold ETF, not just people who are looking to invest and benefit from the price rise of gold.
What about AMC charges and how efficient or effective is this scheme?
So typically, AMC charges are no more or less than what typical gold ETFs are charging. So we'll probably be in the range of 1+%. But again, the idea really is that as an investor, you have the ability to really accumulate gold units, and at the right time, as long as you have minimum 10 grams, you can actually come and take your gold back. And we are giving you imported, LBMA approved 99.5% or higher gold bars, which are not leaving the loop. So there is guaranteed purity on the bars as well. So clearly, I think the fact that you can store gold in electronic format as long as you want it, and you can take it back in physical form in 10-gram bars or higher at any point in time in any city of the 22 cities we are starting with, clearly gives you many benefits of using the ETF.
Nitin, just a while ago you spoke about the target being the household, but how much potential, if we could just put a number to that, how much potential do you see in gold investment in the form of ETFs in India to grow on a year-on-year basis from households?
Well, I'll just give you some data points. There's 18,000 tons of gold held by Indian households, accumulated over many years, and that translates into roughly $1 trillion worth of gold. Most of it is held as jewelry or bullion. So, there are lots and lots of bars and coins, and there's lots of jewelry. On an annual basis, we are consuming upwards of 600 tons of gold. But if you see the ETF, AUM is roughly 6,000 crores. So there's clearly a very, very large market that is not coming into the ETF segment. And, partly because the product is still very new and only over the last 2 years we've seen the AUMs grow, but also partly because, again, ETFs only address the investable asset class of gold, but not the consumable asset class. People who want to buy gold for jewelry consumption, for marriages, typically will not go to an ETF format. And what we are really trying to do is make that option possible by giving you a spot price, availability of pure guaranteed gold at spot price in 10-gram lots. So effectively, we are trying to tap into that market that is completely untapped today.
So, Nitin, since you also manage and oversee a couple of other equity schemes, for some of our retail viewers, they have appetite to only buy the gold ETF or the Nasdaq ETF or the mid-cap ETF. So which one would you recommend they should buy? Should they not buy gold and buy Nasdaq, or should they buy Nasdaq, not buy?
Well, again, Nikunj, the whole point about having multiple asset classes is so you can build a portfolio that has the least volatility by diversifying across asset classes. If we take the example of Nasdaq versus Midcap or Nasdaq versus Nifty, when we launched it last year, at about around the same time last year, we launched a Nasdaq fund. It was probably the best performing fund of 2011 calendar year, and for a simple reason that it held up really well, both because of the underlying market performance and also because of currency performance. So you really, if you had a piece of your investment into the Nasdaq fund and the remaining in other assets, you would have done much better than just holding everything in Indian equities. Similarly, if you have a certain percentage of your assets in gold, and Nasdaq and Midcap and large cap, you'll obviously have a much better, portfolio from a volatility point of view. And obviously, you're not trying to maximize returns every time by timing the market, but you're trying to build a well-diversified portfolio. And that's the reason why we create different asset classes.